Hi, and thank you for joining me today. I wanted to talk about something that I feel kind of really passionate about today, which is neurodiverse people in the workplace, and ensuring that those people are correctly represented in the workplace. Um, though neurodiversity and people are often labelled as dyslexic, autistic, suffering from ADHD, or a wide variety of other neurological conditions. And it's really interesting that research by Census Wide found that 53% of people with neurodiversity agree that they gain many strengths from it. And 92% of people who with neurodiverse conditions also said that it positively impacts their work. Given this, I think a lot of organisations should be encouraging people into the organisation, but I think there's a lot of hesitation in doing that. And, I think this is one of the areas I really wanted to kind of spend some time looking at today. So I guess I'm going to cover a number of areas. What neurodiverse people can actually deliver for the organisation. What you actually need to do for them, and actually how to create the right environment to allow them to succeed. And then lastly, look at that in the context of the other members of the team, perhaps. So, what can neurodiverse people deliver for the organisation? Neurodiversity presents a lot of day-to-day challenges for people, but it also gives them a very distinct set of skills. For some, it's an incredible attention to detail. For others, it's an incredible memory. Others, innovative problem solving, or it may just even be the fact that they provide a different perspective on things from a real world angle. In Rebel Ideas, and it's a kind of book I've referenced before, Matthew Syed talks about the fact that broadening the diversity of a team will make it inherently better within both the organisation and make it more capable at what it's doing. An example of this, I once spent time with a police so members of a team in a police force who have exceptional abilities to remember pictures of faces they were shown. And they assisted the force in finding and arresting people who may have been missed otherwise. And I think that's an incredible kind of recognition of what they were doing. I guess if we accept this, then the logical question is, what do we need to do to encourage people in the workplace? And what can the organisation do to support them? And I guess the first thing in this is being open and giving them the environment to allow them to kind of be open about what they need and what they do. And that's absolutely critical, because the manager should be the person who's really listening to and understanding what's going on in that employee. The other thing is making sure they're in a work that is, allows them to excel and allows them to do the best thing possible for the organisation. It's really interesting though, but of the number of people who've told their management about the fact that they're neurodiverse, less than half of the people said the reaction from their manager and employer was supportive. And I guess this draws into question a lot about how we kind of look at those people within the organisation. And also, I think what you tend to see is a lot of people are really not open about the fact that they have forms of neurodiversity. So it's important to recognise that neurodiverse individuals may have specific needs. And I guess the thing is making sure that you personalise the support to them. It will ensure that all employees, regardless of their neurological makeup, can perform to the best of their abilities. My issue with what I'm saying here is, though, that this should be the approach to any member of a team from a management perspective. And as such, I wonder if other people being managed by that 44%, or that group of 44% who said their organisations didn't support them, if the rest of their teams, the rest of the other members of the team didn't feel that they were supported in the same way or managed in the same way and didn't feel appropriately supported. Just a really interesting dynamic to look at, because I have a fundamental feeling that Open and supportive management cultures are the ones that really drive the best from all of their teams, regardless of whether they're neurodiverse or not. And I guess this is where we come to a discussion that we've had in our house an awful lot, and I'd be really interested to hear people's views on this. I've always felt that neurodiversity is a superpower, and given some of the things we've talked about here, it's really something that you should be encouraging people to bring into the organisation. But by a similar token, a lot of people would comment that we shouldn't be treating it as a superpower. It should just become a normal thing in the workplace, using the skills and putting the best skills of the best people to the right jobs is what we should be actively encouraging. And I guess my summary on this is, I think today, because a lot of people hide their neurodiverse nature and things like that, we ought to actually be promoting it as a superpower. But I want to see a point in time where this becomes normal and everyone is treated the same and everyone is approached by their management in the same way. As always, really interested to hear people's view on this. If you want to hear more over time, please subscribe to the channel, and thanks very much for spending time with me today.